Hey everyone, so in today's video we're going to be doing the fluid change in the rear diff. So for this is real simple. What you're going to need is your rear diff fluid. The rear diffs usually don't sit in a place where it's easy to just pour in the fluid, so you're going to need a fluid pump. This will run you about $10 to $15 at an auto parts store. You're going to need, on this one, it takes a hex bit or a Torx bit to unbolt the drain and fill plug. This is a 5/16 and a container to catch the fluid. Now, changing your rear diff fluid is a lot like changing out your oil, but you don't use a filter, or you don't have a filter to change out as well. The Challenger up in the air already, supported by jack stands, and let's get started. So here we are under the Challenger. This is the rear diff. This is the fill hole, and this is the drain hole. Now, as a rule of thumb, I'll always take out the top one first, so that way when you undo the bottom one, it doesn't have that pulsating effect. It'll just run out smoothly. And plus, if we can get this one off but not this one, well, then we're going to be in a pickle because we won't be able to put fluid back in the differential. So let's get that started. See, here we have the fill hole unplugged. Now we're just going to do the drain plug. All right, so we have it being drained out. It's still a nice amber color, so it's not burnt. It doesn't smell burnt. It's not overly dark or anything. This vehicle only has about 60,000 miles on it. And I've had it since it had 10 miles on it. The fluid looks good. I'm going to take it over to my workbench and inspect it to make sure there's no shavings or particulate in it. So, but it does look good. Now, you're supposed to do this at I think 50 or 55,000 miles, but it just kind of skipped my mind. And when I went to the dealer was going to charge me $200 for this service, and it's so simple that I opted to just do it myself. So we're back on the workbench, and I'm just looking at the fluid here. I can't see any metal shavings, any glitter, so to speak, any solid pieces or anything in there, so it looks pretty clean. It looks a lot darker here in the pan, but you can still see that it's not so dark that it's like staining up the side of the wood pan or anything. It still has a bit of a golden color to it, so that's good. Here we have the the fill plug. I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up a little bit, shoot it up with a little bit of brake clean to get it cleaned off and then put back in. And then we're going to start filling it up with the new fluid. Back into the car again. Got the fluid here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is take this hose, put it up into there, and then start depressing on this here, so it'll start pumping the fluid up into the differential. And I've seen that a good rule of thumb is to let it fill up. Of course, it's going to pour out a little bit, and just wait for it to get like a small, not a drip, but a small thin stream, and then go ahead and cap it at that point. So let's get that taken care of. So now that we got this steady stream of fluid coming out, I'm going to go ahead and cap it off now. So now that we have it all full of clean, fresh gear fluid, or gear oil I should say, and we got everything tightened down, I'm going to go ahead and clean it up a bit with some brake clean. And we should be good. And we should be good now. Save yourself about 150 bucks and do it yourself. I do think this is kind of odd. This is all that I took out of my differential, but I put an entire can as well as this much of the other. Seems to be disproportionate, don't you think? Makes you wonder.